Well, howdy, 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 everybody. Teresa here. It is September 11th. Didn't realize that was the date. September 11th, 2022, Sunday afternoon, about 2-ish. I think September 11th always kind of resonates in all of our hearts. Another reason that it resonates in our heart, though, was that was the day that Brad adopted the girls. So, good and bad. I mean, as far as memories, as far as that date. My heart goes out to anybody that was, we all were affected by it, but that were, lost loved ones in it. So, yeah. Anyway, moving on. Brad had a hard time sleeping last night. Really hard time. He's just, I don't know, he's just having such a hard time sleeping. We're just going to try some different things to see if that helps or not. He didn't take a shower right now. Just cut down water in my plants inside. They're doing great. Everybody's happy, healthy, and none of them had any complaints. I'm like, okay, good. So I water them, then I mist them, just with water. It helped them. They like it. Didn't work anymore in the dog sweater last night. I still got to make the armhole and stuff. But she's right behind me right now in the chair. But she didn't want that sweater off. The one that she's wearing right now, she kind of fought me this morning when I took it off. Because she sleeps with it on usually overnight, because the temperature in your house is cooler and stuff. But then she seemed to get cold here. And I think it's almost like a security blanket. So, yeah, we're doing that. Doing laundry. I'm going to go in and paint in my section of the craft room, which is the art studio. I'm going to go in and paint for a while. Then I want to finish that dog sweater. But here, and when I get done with this video, I need to go do the dishes, straighten up the kitchen. This is the day that we put new bedding on our beds. So I'm going to do that. Brad's going to do his. So that'll be nice. But it'll be more laundry. So, just for even two people, it's like, are we ever going to catch up on laundry? Now, I admit, we don't usually rewear our clothes. I know a lot of people, some people do. I grew up, my mom would have you, you'd wear your clothes and then you'd hang them up. Except for your undergarment. But even then, you would have, 2 brassieres and you would rewear them multiple days. So, now, I don't do that. I figure once I'm done wearing something for a day, sometimes maybe I'll wear the same shirt for 2 days. Not very often, though. Not if I'm going out of the house. Then, that's it. I remember my great-grandmother survived through the Depression by taking in laundry for other people. And she took her laundry serious. Now, I will admit, her whites always were white. And she did some spectacular job on laundry. I mean, she knew when to pre-treat, when to soak in biz was a big thing. She ironed, most everything. I mean, she was a pro at laundry, She took it very seriously. She would do all of my grandparents' laundry, and of course hers. She would come up and get my grandparents' laundry. She would go down and launder it all and bring it back up. Yeah, I was always amazed at that. And she did that, well into her 80s. And then the stairs and stuff got to be a bit too much. She did have a chairlift for the lower part of the stairs. But I don't know if she used that very much. But yeah, she took her laundry very seriously. She did it all. She had laundry day. And I think a lot of people born in the 1900s and stuff had laundry day. That's what she did. And of course I could see that. One time I was talking to her about the differences in even home life, that it would be that just the energy and effort it took to bake bread and to clean your home in the 1900s and as she got older. I mean, because you think about it, they didn't have washer and dryers like they do now. And as she saw so many things be invented, TV coming about, you know, radios that were portable, you know, your washer and dryers, your kitchen uh, gadgets and stuff. It's just pretty amazing to me. I mean, you know, it really is. My great-grandmother had 5 daughters, and then she lost a set of twins when she was pregnant. She got run over by a horse and buggy crossing the street and lost them. I don't know how far along she was. She didn't like to talk about it. But yeah, she had 5 daughters. My grandmother was the very youngest, and she basically always lived with my grandmother. They fell on really hard economic times, my great-grandparents, and so they spent one whole winter living out in a virtual little shack out in the back of my grandparents' property, you know, and then my grandfather hand dug out the basement and made that, and that was like their own apartment. And that's where they lived until my great-grandfather passed away in 1957. I was born in 1964. So, and then she lived there the rest of her life until she got put in a nursing home for about maybe the last 6 months of her life. Her name was Anna. You know, she could be pretty sharp-tongued. She could say some mean stuff. But she'd had a hard life, too. She'd had a really hard life, you know. I have a diary of sorts that she had kept. Talks about, like, the death of her mother, because they were all on the East Coast, her family originally, and just some of the things that happened while my grandmother was growing up and stuff, so pretty interesting. Even one of the old ration coupon books, so some newspaper articles. I mean, to me, that's priceless. To me, that's priceless. So, yeah. I don't know, I think about her when I'm doing laundry, because, you know, nowadays it's more like, let's just put it all in a washer. I don't separate out my whites and darks. Normally our clothes are all colored, and for that reason, and, you know, I know she would just be appalled, because, I mean, when she did the whites, it was Biz, and it was bleach, and you soaked it, and then you did this step, and then you soaked it, and then you let it agitate. I mean, she was serious. And then you know how they had the old-time shaker bottles with water? So they... And then some starch, and then... And I mean, she was serious. You know, she gets that ironing board set up in her front room, and she'd be watching her soap. She'd be ironing away and stuff. So, yeah. My grandmother was the only one that lived in all of my other aunts lived elsewhere. My one aunt lived in Evanston. My other aunt lived in the Riverton Lander area in Wyoming. My 2 other aunts had passed away before I was born. In car wrecks, and I don't remember what the other one passed away from. I think it was domestic violence. So, yeah, she'd already lost 2. Helen, and I don't remember what the other aunt's name was. So, you know. I used to go with her on Memorial Day and put flowers on their graves and help clean up the grave sites and stuff. Because that was really important to my great-grandmother. So, yeah, I was thinking about her. I always thought she was so pretty the older she got. She had like this snow white hair. And it was just so pretty. One time there was a picture of her in the paper because she just gotten a flu shot over at the senior center. And she just... You know, her hair, she just had some natural blushing on her cheeks, you know, and this was really nice and smooth, and then the pure white hair and stuff, and I'm like, that's my great-grandmother. So, I don't know what made me think of that. I think maybe watching all the footage about the Queen and stuff makes you think about, you know. The other day it dawned on me that Brad and I are like the elders of the family now. I mean, we're the oldest. That's pretty incredible for our immediate family. It's like, wow. I guess that's made me think about that more because Brad now has gotten onto Medicare because of his disability. You have to wait like 3 years, 2 years, I don't remember what, and then you're put on it. You don't have an option. So now trying to sort through that because it has Medicare A and B, and now, but he doesn't have prescription coverage, so now he has to call tomorrow, find out all about specifics on that. It's like, So yeah, I already told you guys it would end up actually costing us more money because, it's like, okay. So, we've been thinking a lot about, us wanting to move back to Florida, and that is a definite. It's just a matter of when. If we had the money, we would start packing now. So, it's not that we hate it here. I told Brad we moved here to get his hip done and to get the jelly bean. So it's not a loss. So, but yeah, we've been looking more and more at places, and we're going to move back to the same general area because we like that area. And, every place has its good and bad, but that's more what we feel is more us. This place is an okay place. It's just, it's not home to us. And because of what's happened, we don't want to stay here either. So, we're going to take our ball and go back to Florida. That's what we're homesick for. It's not Wyoming or anything. It's Florida. So, yeah. And yes, I need to color my hair, and I'm going to do that just next week because I got this stripe going. Yeah, I need to color my hair. So, this next week, I'm hoping that I get a chance to pour candles. I want to start making dog beds, do some sewing. I have 3 paintings I'm working on I would like to finish up. I would like to, let's say over the rest of the month, anyway, I'd like to get inventory of my artwork, decide where I'm going to sell it, how I'm going to sell it, take inventory of some of my knitwear that I've done, decide what of that I'm going to sell and what I'm not going to, trying to pull together money. I told Brad, don't bring in anything more in the house. I'm not moving all of what we have now anyway, because you have to decide if it's worth paying to have it moved, or could I sell it and buy the same. We probably won't take our recliner. I don't know if we'll take the couch or not. So definitely take our beds. So yeah, that's where we stand at. That's what we're doing right now, is just kind of preparing for and trying to pull together money, That's what's a big stopping thing, isn't it always? You could do anything you want in your life, but a lot of times the finances are not there, so it'll all work out. If it's meant to be, it'll all work out, and I believe it's meant to be. It's kind of funny the other day, because I kind of hesitated on telling Brad about my feelings about wanting to move back to Florida. And so I said something to him a couple days ago, and he goes, I've been thinking about that the last couple of weeks and been wanting to tell you the same thing. Which I thought was funny, because we were thinking the same thing, We miss the sea air and the fresh seafood. I miss the palm trees, the Spanish moss, I miss the feeling of community there. It's always somebody new and interesting to meet because, there are tourists and stuff. Based in that area for fishing. I mean, it's not super populated, but, it's like Panacea has less than 1,000 residents. That suits us just fine. So, yep, I want to get going on this stuff. I want to get selling stuff. Everything we sell that we don't have to put back into it, like, Brad has to buy more wood and stuff, but everything we sell, and then we take out what we have to put back in, is going for the savings. So, my nephew got married yesterday. Sadly, I don't think any of the family was able to go there. He lives out in California. To a wonderful young lady that he's been friends with for a long time, and then they fell in love and got married. So Brad's going to make one of the memorial plaques for him. My nephew posted a picture of him and his bride on his page yesterday, and we're going to use that photo. Brad's going to do like 2 circles that intertwine, and then put the photo in there, and then I'm going to get a brass plaque or something that we can attach to that says their date and their name. I think that'll be a really nice wedding present. I know that he would love it. It comes from his uncle, so, you know, irreplaceable. So, yep.
Me or the plaque?
Both.
Okay.
How was your shower?
Very nice. Very nice.
Just talking about, you know, our nephew getting married and our desire to sell as much as we can so we could move.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
I'd like to move, and then we'll decide if we're selling this or if we're renting it out. Hopefully selling it, but if we have to,
Yeah.
we'll rent it out. So,
Yeah.
you know, that would be good. You know, and I think, like, you know, why do you guys pay an extra $100 because we're half a mile from the city limit? Half a mile from the city limit. That's ridiculous. We get paid extra $100 a month for our sewer and water. That makes no sense to me. You know, does it you?
No. And I know we've argued that one to death.
That's one of the hidden things that they don't tell you when you were buying this, or that they're not going to honor any of their warranties in this trailer at all. Why buy a brand new trailer? We bought it specifically because it was under warranty.
And now we can't even get the company to respond.
Nope. So Brad's he's already filed with the BBB, and now he's gonna escalate it and file with some other places.
Yep.
I'm not gonna say what he's doing because we want to wait and see what happens. But this is not right at all. So if you're thinking about buying, is it Clayton Homes?
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah.
Because they don't honor their warranty.
Yep.
You know, and their workmanship is pretty poor.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, check your wood trim if you're looking at a new trailer house, because it's plastic now. They don't come with all the cabinet stuff that older trailers used to come with. They don't come with hardly anything. They don't even come with a toilet paper holder.
Yeah. Well, and like the trim around the doors, the
Yeah.
plastic trim,
Yeah,
it's held on by 2 nails.
yeah.
One at the top and one at the bottom.
Then we'll have them go through and re-glue that. All other cabinet doors can't be fixed unless you have to specifically really modify them, because is it even wood or is it pressed wood?
It's pressed wood.
It's so shoddy and stuff. All of the drawers. Now we only had 3 drawers in the entire kitchen, right? All of the what is it let go in there?
The drawer glides.
The drawer glides all let go. You know, the roof leaked within 3 months moving in here. Can't get that. You cannot get, and we cannot get the gentleman who sold us this, who is supposed to be their representative and on their board of whatever, to even reply to any emails.
Yeah.
We can't get anybody that we've contacted to actually follow through. Brad's been fighting this for well over a year now.
Mm-hmm.
Our floor, our kitchen floor, all of it's buckled.
Yeah.
That vinyl, the very thin, crappy, fake-looking vinyl wood that they put on there, one whole sheet, is all buckled. It's all, you know, and so it's buckled so bad enough now that they're getting holes in it. We have a huge rug covering the entire kitchen floor, or most of it. Otherwise, you're going to literally trip over.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking about buying, and you're thinking about buying one of these homes, manufactured home and stuff that are supposed to be under warranty, really, really check out the reviews before you do. Because we trusted, and we've been getting majorly screwed on this. And no, we can't just hold back and not pay our mortgage. We could do that, but we have to have it in a savings account or something to show that we actually have the funds there. Because, you know, I know a lot of people say, well, don't pay it and pay somebody to come in and fix it. It doesn't work that way. Not in this state anyway. So, you know, we can't do that, or else we would, you know. So it's very frustrating. They present you with this and it looks pretty and nobody's lived in it and stuff. And then check out like your tub enclosures. They could not be any cheaper, any crappier than they are. Don't touch your soap dish that sticks out from the wall because it gives, you know. It's just that bad. It's like, holy crap, you know. It's the cheapest stuff they can do, and they don't honor anything. How many times have you been told that one gentleman who's supposed to be in charge of repairs was going to come by now?
Oh, yeah.
He came by one time.
Oh, yeah.
Then he wanted to say that the floor was the way it was because Brad had to use a walker. Bull. And you can't discriminate because he is disabled. That's a big old no-no.
Yep.
So, just a warning. There's good sides to it and there's bad sides to it. Would we buy another trailer? Yeah. We know what to look for and what not to look for now. I definitely want central air, if at all possible. There's certain things. I really want a garden tub because I don't want the rest of my life never get to take a bath. I would really like to have that. These bathtubs are so shallow here. It's more like a dishpan. But, yeah, we would. We would, especially if it was attached to land and utilities all hooked up, Then we might work on getting a double wide in there, live in that smaller trailer and work on that. Hopes and dreams, goals.
Oh, yeah.
Always goals. I believe good things will happen as long as you have a positive mind frame, and you keep pushing forward. It might not be the journey you thought you were going to be on. It might be something completely different because we certainly can't control if we get cancer, if we have a sudden death, if suddenly we find ourselves in the midst of a divorce or single. It's some of those things you can't, or a hurricane comes and wipes out everything you have. Some of those things you can't control. But still having a positive mindset and taking better care of yourself and moving forward, going, okay, well, this is a major detour. We're going to have to go down this road now.
Mm-hmm.
It might take us longer to go all the way around, but we'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
We're riding a bike. I did ride the bike last night. I didn't think I was going to because it was after 9 o'clock. Maybe it was about 9:30. But I did. I hopped on there because it keeps the swelling off of my legs a lot, too.
Mm-hmm.
Not near as bad. So I did my half hour and Brad did his time and stuff. Brad builds muscle very fast and gets very cut looking pretty fast. And, I see it in his legs. How was your knee last night riding that bike?
It was fine.
It was fine. Okay.
Wasn't an issue whatsoever.
Yeah. So, that's what's going on there. Right?
Mm-hmm.
We're just kind of dreaming and looking and,
Yep.
Pushing forward. If you guys have followed me for a while, I always got to have a goal.
Mm-hmm.
And I might not meet that goal, but I'm going to keep trying. And if I don't meet that goal, I'm going to have a new one. That's just the way I am. I have to have goals. I have to have a reason why I'm doing things.
Yeah, you are, you're really admirable that way.
We're going to start doing our meat and stuff differently, though, because one of the things we were talking about this morning was the fact that, okay, we're to the age where we want to eat what we want to eat, and being diabetics, you have to make very careful food choices anyway, and then when you're trying to lose weight on top of it, right? Carbs are devil's spawn to me, and, you only get just a few, so I try to make wise choices, but sometimes it will be that Brad will cook something that maybe I don't necessarily want, or my taste buds have really changed and I can get put off, and so can he, off a certain taste, even smell. And I guess now we're to the age where we know we can be pickier. So, we're going to start just cooking the basic protein, like say chicken. We're just going to cook the basic chicken, and then we can each spice it up or do whatever we want with it. And it gives, Brad gets a lot more carbs than I do. So where there might be a dish where I'll bulk it up with vegetables and have a lot less rice, but Brad would have more rice and stuff. And a lot of times he's wanting to cook things that have more carbs in them, and I'm like, I can't. I've already had my carbs for today, my main carbs and stuff. So I'm just want to do protein and vegetables at night and stuff. So this way we both get to eat what we want to eat, and I think that'll work out better. Taking more accountability to what you're putting in your mouth. That way I'm not complaining to him that I'm hungry, I wish you would cook me something to eat, when I can go out there and cook. I've done it for years, and vice versa. I mean, but taking accountability for what I eat, when I eat it, how I eat it, and why I eat it.
Well, like you said, I mean, our tastes are different.
Mm-hmm.
There's things that
like if he makes a pasta dish, I like it with a lot more tomatoes in it and runnier, and Brad likes a thicker sauce with a lot more oregano in it.
mm-hmm.
And I don't really like oregano hardly at all.
I like oregano and garlic.
I like a little bit of garlic. See, I like more chili powder and stuff, and he's not. So, I mean, that's just the differences. We'll cook up the main protein, and then, I may cook up a mess of vegetables, or he may, and then, whatever carbs you want to add to it, if you want to use bread, or potatoes, or pasta, or rice, or if you can have a vegetable with carbs, like corn, or peas, or something, but that way it gives us a lot more versatility. I thought about that for all the years that Brad worked, and I was, for the most part, a stay-at-home mom and stuff, and I would cook the meals, and he usually was working nights at that time, and so I would put saran wrap over his plate, put it in the fridge. He always knew that we came home and there was, dinner ready. But he never, ever complained, because I know there were nights he got home and maybe I cooked whatever, and he really didn't feel like that night, but he ate it and he never complained. And I told him, I said, bless your heart, because, you do. Somebody's cooking something, you're like, no. But you don't say anything and you eat it and stuff. And of course, when you're raising kids, you're not going to say anything because you don't want the kids to start in.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, it couldn't have been easy sometimes. Sure, sometimes you came home and I made spaghetti and you're like, no, I really want a great big cheeseburger or something. Yeah. But,
hey, we did what we had to do.
Yeah.
Because
those days you got to stretch a buck, and you're using, sometimes it would be hunt and peck for the hamburger and the macaroni and cheese, or in the goulash, because you had to really use a lot less hamburger to stretch that dollar.
Yeah.
You really had to. Good coffee, right, Jelly Bean? Jelly Bean, you're not going to show anybody yourself? No, not.
She's hiding. Yeah,
Are you hiding?
She was shivering earlier.
Yeah, she's not now. I think she just wanted her sweater back on.
Probably.
I got to get her a couple more sweaters, because this one needs to be washed. Yeah,
and that red one's a little tight on her, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm going to send it to Carol for her Puppa Duppa, for Marshmallow. Because I think its name's Marshmallow, right? Please tell me I got it right.
I know it was something along the lines of Jelly Bean, because I know.
Yeah, I know, because I always tease her about Marshmallow and Jelly Bean.
Yeah.
So, anyway, you got any? What are you doing today since you can't go out? Well, I know it's blue skies now.
Yeah, I want to cut some wood for use the backing so I can pour resin. And I've got 2 of those frames I need to finish polying with the high gloss.
Mm-hmm.
And then
you're gonna have to buy more wood to get Brian's that plaque done. Okay, yep. I have to wait till we get money.
Yeah.
Till we get the disability, and then.
Yep.
We're gonna have to get some more wood.
Yeah.
But he's getting closer. He did get the pictures in and stuff, so maybe by the end of the week, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not being facetious.
No, yes, it's going to be by the end of the week.
No pressure. So, that'll be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm hoping to be able to pour some resin today. So yeah, is what I'm hoping. I don't see why I shouldn't be able to.
Should
But
be able to.
yeah, I'd love to be able to pour some resin today.
Well, I'm going to do the dishes here in a few minutes.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go in and paint.
Okay.
I already watered my plant and stuff. They were all happy. So,
Did they burp?
they know burp alert, but they liked it when I misted them, though. With a spray bottle, they're like, ah.
Yeah. Unlike
So-
Charlie, he doesn't like it when you missed him.
Sometimes, the other day, you were spraying water on him outside, and he liked it.
Yeah.
And then he was soaking wet. He'd come up and rub up all against me. I'm like, oh!
Yep.
So, yeah, and then tonight I want to finish that dog sweater.
Okay.
And this next week, I'm hoping to pour candles. I don't know if that's going to happen. But I do want to start working on the dog bed, someone knows. I want to finish the diamond painting.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to make Jelly Bean a couple more sweaters. And then I want to move on to making a couple shoulder bags. Loom knitting. You know. Work on getting some packages ready to be mailed out when we get the disability and
Yep.
stuff. You got a call tomorrow about all your Medicare stuff. So
Yeah.
maybe you can read that book.
That's what I was going to work on too later on.
Okay, good, because he got a nice Medicare book. We just need to sit down and go over it and stuff. That stuff sure can get kind of confusing as you get
Lord,
older.
yes.
Like, okay, this is the brand new thing. And I mean, he had no option. He had to he had to pull out of our insurance that we were carrying. He had no option. He could not still carry it and then have the Medicare.
Yep.
That was not going to happen. So,
Yep.
you know, now we're kind of
Yeah.
wondering what that...
You know, and actually it's kind of funny because the Medicare is going to end up costing
I
us.
told them that about $70 over
Yeah.
over what we're paying now
Yeah.
because he's on Medicare. So
Yeah.
you know, it's always that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
It's just I'm not shocked. I've heard other people complain about
Yep.
So, but yeah, so that's what we got going on. We don't have any doctor appointments or anything, so yay. You know, I didn't go in and get my blood test like she wanted me to because I didn't think it was necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Why go in and get it after the doctor appointment? She went to check my levels.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll just wait until I go in.
Mm-hmm.
I think in December.
Something
She
like
said
that.
a week before or so.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I'm not,
Yeah.
I only go in for about, I don't know, maybe a tenth of the test she wants me to have. I've done that. Or for years and years, I went and did everything the doctors wanted. All these tests and stuff. And then you just start saying no. It's like we did all these tests for nothing.
Yep.
I mean, I can
Yeah.
see it if I have symptoms or something, but I don't. So, I'm doing really good. I'm doing very well. So,
Mm-hmm.
it will be next month, in the middle of the month, it will be a year since I've been in the hospital. Today's
Yeah.
September 11th.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Yep. I said that date, and then it was kind of like, that's a hard day for
Mm-hmm.
most any of us that lived in the United States, but particularly some people that lost
Yep.
loved ones, whether it was in the towers or it was in some of the other plane crashes. I mean, it's a hard day.
Yep.
Or that you were, anywhere around that. So,
Yeah.
and it's also the day you adopted the girls.
Mm-hmm.
So, always will be very special to us. So, anyway, that's about all we got going on. Yeah. And sometime this next week, I hope we need to go through our shoes and start donating. We have this clear tote of shoes, and it's just kind of like overflowing. And I still have some shoes in my room. I don't know if you still have some in your room.
I don't think I do.
So we need to go through them and start deciding what we never wear, what we're never going to wear, what's still hardly been worn that could be donated. The rest need to get pitched.
Yep.
So, anyway, I hope you guys are having a good Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
We are. And, remember, love you guys. And I do cherish your friendship so very much. And do something nice for somebody else.
Yep.
And then do something nice for yourself. And, as always, everybody say bye, Brad.
Bye, Brad.
Bye, guys. Maybe it didn't click off.